Hi, I thought I'd run you through how to complete the Notice of Intended Marriage form on our website. Obviously, you need to book first, and then you'll be able to log into the portal to complete your Notice of Intended Marriage form. This is a requirement we have. You will receive a password as soon as you make your booking. Use that password. If you can't find that password, no dramas. Just click Forget password, and you'll be sent an email. You can reset that password and jump in. You'll end up on your portal page. In here, you'll see obviously all the details of your ceremony that are coming up, and you'll also see the timeline of things that you have to do. So number one, you book, yay, and then where to go from there. You'll also see under that, obviously, a map of the specific location. All your communications will be in here as well, so all the emails that you send and receive. But also, you have an option here to add on additional services. But we're going to look at the Notice of Intended Marriage form. So the first thing we want to do today is to jump on, and we need to enter our details. So we click on here, and we hit Start. And here we pop in your details. Now, person one, person two, it doesn't matter who is one and who is two. You start popping your details. May I suggest at this point, as soon as you start or before you start, grab your passports out. If you're both going to use passports, fabulous. That's the easiest way to go. But grab your IDs because this has to exactly reflect what's on your ID. So let's go. Here we go. Let's click in there and put in the surname. The surname does need to be in caps and everything else just in your standard. And you do need to include middle names. So putting in middle name. Now, one thing here, when you're putting in your first name, Birth Certificates and Marriages only allows one word in this area. So even if your name is John, it's Michael, John, that's your first name, it will only allow one word. So if you click on that, it will actually delete it. So easy to fix. You only put one word in here. And then if your first name has a second part called John, you pop it in here. Obviously, if it is Michael-John, that will go in there, no problems. But if it is actually two words with space in between for your first name, no dramas, just put the second bit in here. We then go through and we then want to check, make sure that the names exactly match our passport. So they do. And then we'll move from there and we'll pop in the usual occupation and residence. Now, this is where you actually live right now. So most of you will be living in Australia, and so you just put down your Australian address there. So we'll put down our Australian address there, including the suburb, the state, and the postcode. If you're living outside of Australia, that's fine. You'll see a box that will enable you to put all your details into that one box. Just pop in your email address. This will be generally the email address that you use to make your booking with, and we pop that in there. And of course, your phone number. As you put it in both of these, just make sure they're 100% correct because otherwise we can run into issues in there. And in here you put down, if you've never been married before, you put down never validly married as opposed to divorced or widowed. Pop in that, great. And then you put down the place of birth. So this is where you're actually born. This will generally appear on your passport or on your birth certificate. We need to be specific. So you need to put down the very specific area that you were born as opposed to Sydney. I've actually put down Rye because that's what appears on my passport. And I'm going to put in my date of birth. I might tell a little bit of a porky here, and I'll pop that in. Now, it asks other persons related to each other. What that's referring to, are they related by blood or by law, i.e. family? It doesn't refer to if you're related by girlfriend, boyfriend. So generally it will be no. You pop in no there and hit next. Then you head on, you actually put in your partner's details. So you put in their details there. Again, making sure that exactly reflects the details as they appear on their ID, their passport, or their driver's license, their birth certificate. That there and there. Great. Again, we double check, make sure it's 100%, and that, and occupation, and usual place of residence, Australia, and living at the same address, Alfred Street. Oops, I just double check the typing incorrect because this is what's going to actually appear on your marriage certificate and make sure everything is 100, not only in your names but in address, etc. So put in that and New South Wales and postcode. Now they're going to have a different email address, so just pop in their email address and also they will have a different phone number. So pop in their phone number. Once you've got that in, status, if they are divorced, you'll pop in divorce, and that's correct. And then I'll ask for Angie's place of birth. Again, be very specific. This should appear on your driver's license. And just reiterating, if Ange, for instance, had two names, two words in her name, so say it was Ange Louise, and that's her first name, you can't actually put that in. So you do need to move it to the second spot. And then you'd also put in if you did have a middle name as well. All the names need to be reflected as they are on your passport or birth certificate. Pop in a date. I'm actually going to make her a little bit younger than me just to make her happy. And we're on to the next. Now this is where we need to pop in your parents' details. So you just pop in your parents' details here. It doesn't matter whether you start with your mum or dad first. I'm going to start with my mum actually. Let's start with my mum, June, and again, oops, her name's June. Now that's her name right now. Her name currently is June and Talon. That's my mum. But she wasn't born with that name. She changed her name when she married my dad. So we click here and we actually put in her name at birth. So this is the name that would appear on her birth certificate, etc. when she was born. Her first name and her second name were the same. Now I go in and I put in my dad's name, including his middle name if he has one. In this case, dad doesn't. Now, he hasn't actually changed any of his name. He was born with that name. That's the name he's going to do. So we don't need to put anything in there. We don't need to put in. And he was born in Australia. And forgot to put in. Mum was born in Australia. Right? Then we go save. And then we wander on. And we're going to put in Angie's details. So this person too. And we're going to pop her details in right there. Just put it in her mum and dad's details, and then we click next. As you can see down here, it's tracking what we're doing. So we put in our details, Michael's details, Andrew's details, my parents' details, her parents. Now we're on to ID. Now we're going to use a passport for me. So I just jump in and select it's an Australian passport and pop in the numbers that appear on the passport, and it was issued in Australia. Click here, and I'm going to upload that passport. I've taken the photo off. Now, that's going to upload that, and we can see that it's uploaded there, which is great. Now, again, it's going to ask, do your details exactly to reflect what's on the passport? Please double check, make sure they do. This is critical. Tick yes, and save. Now we're going to do, then we can actually check it there. You can download it or just have a look at it and make sure that the details are exactly right and the file exactly right. So we're happy with that. Move on to the next one, and then we're going to do Ange. Ange is actually, for instance, going to use a driver's license. So we put in her driver's license number and the state that was issued, so it's New South Wales, and we're going to upload her driver's license number. We've uploaded her driver's license number. Because we've done that, it's also asking now for the birth certificate. So we'll need to upload that as well. That's why it is easier if you both have a passport, just to use the passport. We're going to put in the birth certificate details, and it was issued in New South Wales, and then we're going to click on that, and we're going to upload her birth certificate. So we've got both of those in there. We can see both of those in there. Great. We've double checked everything again. It does exactly agree with both those documents. We hit save. Here you can double check again, look at both those documents that you've just uploaded and check that they are correct. Now, Ange has also nominated that she has actually been married in the past. So at this point, I'll actually bring up upload your previous marriage termination papers. So she gets a divorce paper, and she was divorced on the 1st of October 29, for instance. The court would be Sydney family, and she uploads her divorce papers in there. So that's all done. So she's done everything she needs to do. We hit save. Again, she can go back and have a look, or we can go back and have a look at any time and see all those documents that have been uploaded. We then hit save, and now we put in your witnesses. Now, these are the people who are going to be with you on the day of your ceremony, your friends, your family, the people who you want at your ceremony. If you're not sure who they're going to be, it doesn't matter. Just put in somebody at the moment, and then if you do need to change their details, you can come back and change them at any time prior to the ceremony. It's very straightforward to do, but you do need to make sure that they're correct on the day of the ceremony. We put those in, and that's it. Hit save. Now, again, it gives you one last opportunity to go back and double check that everything is 100% correct. Check it. It has to be, because this, as I keep on saying, is what's going to appear on your marriage certificate, and you want to make sure it's correct. So we've gone back, we've checked everything, and we hit it. Now, what this is going to do, this is going to generate from here your notice of intended marriage form. While it's doing that in the background, it's going to jump up with a couple of questions, a little bit of information. How did you find us? Found out about us today. Where did you hear about us? And this is probably the main reason we ask this. We want to know how you're going so far, whether you're finding it easy or difficult or hard or okay to get through. Hopefully you're finding it easy. If you're not, click difficult, and it'll give you an opportunity to explain why, and we can give you a call and help you through the whole process. So hit submit. At this point, it also gives you an opportunity to throw in any details that you may want to include in your ceremony, such as how you met, whether this is an anniversary date, whether you're having a ceremony afterwards, or this is the main one, who's going to be here, any information you'd like us to include in your ceremony. You don't need to include anything, but if you'd like to, throw it in there. It's also going to ask, do you want to have a kiss after the ceremony? If you do, obviously kiss there. If you don't, no dramas at all, just click not to kiss, and we'll make sure that the after the ceremony, it flows very smoothly and not uncomfortable at all. And you hit submit. Great. So now it's saying, thank you for your submission. We're all good. So cool. It's all gone through. And what we need to do now is to actually download that notice of intended marriage form and have it signed and witnessed. So as you can see, we've done this part, now download the NIM. We jump on there, we can download the notice of intended marriage form. We're going to download this, and in this case, we're going to take it off and have it signed at the local police station. It takes a little while to generate, as I said. Still generating, and there we go. Click that. Download it. I'm going to download it onto my desktop there, and there it is, all ready to sign. Now, as I said, in this example, we're going to take it down to the police station, get them to sign a witness. But as I said, if you click on here, back in here, you'll be able to have the option to see who can sign it. So it lists here who can sign it, or if you're getting married outside of Australia, here again it will list who can sign it. If you're signing inside of Australia, you've got a couple of options. You can either do it in person, or we've got an option there where you can even just do it via video. So really simple, so nice and easy. All the instructions are here, and just follow it through. Now, once you've had it signed, we're going to say that we had it signed not by video, we had it signed in person, and we had it signed by the local police officer. Now, that police officer, not a justice of the peace, not a legal practitioner, notary, no, it's a other person. Now, that other person must be one of these other people, but we pop that in, and we'll know that, the person was Constable Smith. So we pop that in. Now, Constable Smith was helpful enough to sign witness both our signatures, and so we just put in Constable Smith for that as well. And we save that, and now we just upload that NIM that we've had signed and witness. And so we just go in here, and there we go. There's that NIM that we've had signed and witnesses. We upload that back into the system, save, upload document. It is going to ask, do either of you need an interpreter? If you both speak English, no, that's all good. If you don't, click yes. If one of you needs, and just type in the full name of the language that you need to speak, and that will then put that through, and you will get a interpretation statutory declaration that you do need to fill out prior to your ceremony. If you have any questions, let me know. But in our case, we're going to say no, we both speak English, save and submit. Got it. Now, what that's going to do, as you can see here, you're clicking off all these, and you've now uploaded them, great, and it's sitting waiting for us to review that and come back to you. We'll try and do it straight away for you, but it can take up to 24 hours. But even if you've left it right down to the last minute, don't worry, because as long as you've uploaded it prior to the last day, or prior to the cutoff, you'll be fine. It'll be date stamped, so even if we get back to you the next day, it's not a drama at all. And then you're all good to go. Then you can start browsing through your add-ons. See what else you'd like to add on to make your day even more special. I hope that is helpful. Cheers.